Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. Today's question is combination sum, and the question is you're given an array of distinct integers and a target integer, right? And you need to return all unique combination of candidates where the chosen number equals to the sum. The sum equals to the target number, right? And you may return the combination in any order. Now, let's understand this through an example. So, you are given an example, let's say 2, 3, 6, 7, and the target is 7. So, the combinations could be 2, 2, 3. So, these sum, if you sum these numbers, they basically equal to 7. And obviously, 7 itself equals to 7. So, these are the answer for this input. Now, before jumping on to the problem, one thing that I do is I always make sure what are the constraints applied to the problem. So it here it says it is guaranteed that the number of unique combinations is less than 150 combinations for a given input. And if you see, the length of the array is 30, each element is around 200, and the target value will be around 500, and all elements are distinct. So constraints are small, so let's not worry about time complexity right now. Think about an approach, and we'll see if we can do it in the limit allowed, right? So let's look at the approach. So I'll take this example as 2, 3, 6, 7 is my list, right? And then 7 is the target value. Now, one thing that comes to my mind is recursion, because we are allowed to use one element as many number of times as we can until we reach the target. So one approach which can be brute force, you can think about a brute force, is I call a function f with these values, and obviously starting index, let's say 0, right? And I'm also passing a list which is a temporary list that it's empty at the start. Now once I call this method, let's say I'm at index 0, so I'm at this point, right? I'm at 2. So either I can use 2 to make the sum 7, or I can just avoid it and move on to 3. So either I can do this, I can call this function 2, 3, 6, 7. So if I'm including it in the sum, I basically have it as 5 because I have included it, so I subtract it and I pass 0 again, and the list now contains 2, right? Similarly, I can make another call and have 2 included, right? And I have 2 comma 2 in the list now. Similarly, I call f 2, 3, 6, 7, right? And then I have 1 here, 0, and now my list has 2 comma 2 comma 2. Now look at the fourth pass, what exactly happens. Now my final initial list stays like that, but now the sum has gone down by 0. At this point I know that my target value is less than 0. That means using 2 I haven't reached it, so better to just return it. So this could be my base condition. Let's say when the target is less than 0, just return it. If it's equal to 0, I want to take this list. Now when I return back at this point, now that I know that 2 is done, adding 2 didn't help me, I would go ahead and at this point I'll remove this fourth 2 which I had added here. I'll remove this, and instead I'll now make a call to 3, which is my function will be like 2 comma 3 comma 6 comma 7 comma, it goes to -2 comma 0, sorry 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3. Now at this point also the 3 doesn't work for me. I'll send 6. Similarly, I get no values that satisfy 7, sum of 7. Now I go back here in recursion. It's like backtracking, right? I go back, and now at this point I basically now take 3. So here 3 3. Now here what happens is my function, when it gets called, the target value is reaching 0, and my list looks like this, right? 2 2 3. So I know this is a answer when target is 0. So I add it to the final global list that I can take, and then similarly I backtrack and I go back, right? Let's look into the code to understand this in a better way. So I take a final global array as answer, where I'll be just storing the final list values, and then I have so I can be send, like, yeah, I can send a target, I can send current index, and then I can send temporary current list, which is my current list. Now my base condition would be if target equals equal to 0. I know that's my answer, so I just insert that into my final list. If target is less than 0, I just return it, I don't care, and otherwise I start from current index, and then I is less than, and then I can have a temporary vector temp, which is equal to current list, and then I do temp dot I just add this element, okay, that I'm taking it, and then I pass it to the call. Target will become minus of this, right? And then I can say, like, my current index will stay, my current index will stay at I, yeah, and then I can pass the temp, right? So similarly, after I just need to call the method here, index will be 0, right? And then so it should be let's run this. Okay, let's submit this. Okay, cool, it got accepted. I hope this question was clear. You can run through the example and then see what we get at each state, but that's the flow. We just pass along the value we think could be our answer, and then we just subtract the target and just keep going till we reach some spot, right? The overall time complexity will be O of n cube, and the space will be O of n in this scenario. Hope you guys like this video. If so, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone.